Classic All-Star Wrestling, featuring the greatest matches in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And now, here is your host, Adam Parsons.
Fans, hello and welcome once again. Classic All-Star Wrestling. I'm Adam Parsons, and again, I told you last week, we're here again this week at the School of Morton in Chuckey, Tennessee. Check them out. They got a great show on YouTube and on Facebook. It plays at 5:05 every Sunday night. A lot of great talent, all trained by one of the best, one half of the Rock and Roll Express himself, Ricky Morton, and we've got an exclusive interview coming up with him here in just a few weeks on Classic All-Star Wrestling. Now, fans, to get to this first segment of matches, we've got a great six-man tag team match. It's Terry Taylor, Stagger Lee, and Bobby Eaton. They take on the team of Jesse Owens, Stan Frazier, and Pat Hutchinson. Bobby Eaton, always known for being part of the Midnight Express, but Koko B. Ware may have been his best partner. If not, he's right up there with Stan Lane and Dennis Condrey. And don't forget, Stan Frazier was Uncle Elmer in the WWF. After that, we got Crusher Broomfield, who later became the one-man gang, and Akeem the African Dream in the WWF. And he takes on the Duke of Paducah, Tony Falk. And don't forget that big main event. All that and more right here. Classic All-Star Wrestling.
Well, here come the opponents for Stagger Lee, Terry Taylor, and Bobby Eaton. Here's Jimmy Hart.
I hear a lot of talk out here going on, but let me just say something. Week after week, month after month, year out of year, every time I come by here, Pat Hutchinson and Jesse Owens over here, they come to me every week, and they go, Jimmy Hart, please let us in the First Family. We'll do anything to be in the First Family of professional wrestling. So today, I went to Jimmy and I said, Jimmy Cornette, you're the vice president of the First Family. I said, you want to give these guys a chance and tell them what you told me? Let me tell you something, Dave Brown. These men are pumped up psychologically, physically. I've been talking to them. I think they're ready to do something major in the world of professional wrestling. We're going to give them the chance right here today to do it, because we put them in there with the family's best, the Rebel, baby. Come on, guys. You want a chance? You've got your chance. You want to be in the family, Pat? This is it, baby. They're gonna make me proud of them.
Pat Hutchinson and Jesse Owens, newest members of the First Family, according to Hart and Cornette, in this six-man tag team match. And introducing the total weight of 643 pounds, I beg your pardon, 844 pounds, from Mississippi, the Giant Rebel. From Memphis, Tennessee, Pat Hutchinson and Jesse Owens. Going against him in a total of 643 pounds. From Huntsville, Alabama, Bobby Eaton. From parts unknown, Stagger Lee. And from Vero Beach, Florida, Terry Taylor. One fall, 10-minute time limit, six-man tag team match underway right now.
Right off the bat, pulling tights. Look, pulling tights right off the bat. Terry Taylor, he's great. Look at him. He bleaches his hair. He gets a pair of tights about 3 sizes too small, and he calls himself a professional wrestler.
Jesse Owens takes the drop kick from Stagger Lee and hits the mat hard.
With the no legal tag.
Here's Bobby Eaton.
Still no legal tag. Now, look, which one's the legal man, Stagger Lee or Bobby? Tell me, which one? Come on.
Bobby Eaton's a legal man.
Right, then why did Stagger Lee drop an elbow?
He was on his way out after the tell.
On his way out, he just happened to drop an elbow. Thank you very much, Dave.
We'll see if it stays one against one in the other corner, in the family's corner, as match goes on here. Jesse Owens taking quite a beating in there now from Stagger Lee, and now from Bobby Eaton.
Bobby can't even get him up. What's the matter, Bobby? Do you lift weights anymore, man? Like I taught him, when I had him, he was in the gym every day. He was out getting sun every day. Now look at him, man. It's like Snow White. Look at him.
There's Terry Taylor in there against Jesse Owens. Owens started it for the First Family team.
Jesse, pull him over. Jesse, we don't like weakness in the ring. Jesse, if you can't do the job, then get out. I hate weak people. I hate weak. Cornette, jerk him out of the ring if he's that weak. Put him out on the floor. Come on, Rebel, do something.
Giant Rebel dumped Terry Taylor down to the mat. The Rebel weighing in at 420 pounds.
There you go. There you go, Rebel. There you go, baby.
Big broad arm.
It's just a second. Hutchinson will get in there and take charge. I know he will. Remember, I'm doing this for you, Jimmy. Beautiful. Come on, Terry Taylor now, huh? Beautiful. Beautiful, Rebel.
Here's Pat Hutchinson, and Taylor moved out of the way as Hutchinson was going to drop down on him and follow up.
Jimmy, I just don't believe these boys are going to make it. I'm getting out of here. You know what? I believe you're right, Rebel. Cornette, let's go. Come on. I should have never listened to him in the first. as brilliant as I am is entitled these idiots are about as dangerous as unloaded water pistols.
Well, you're going to walk off and leave them alone 3 against 2, huh? What? The Giant Rebel, Jimmy Hart and Jimmy Cornette have left. Pat Hutchinson, count of 3, that's it. Hutchinson 10 in there. Bobby Eaton, Terry Taylor, and Stagger Lee just went to work.
Minute time limit. Introducing in the red corner, weighing in at 225 pounds from Paducah, Kentucky, Tony Falk. And his opponent in the blue corner, weighing in at 500 pounds from Chicago, Illinois, Crusher Broomfield. 1 fall, 15-minute time limit as we're ready to go. And the Izzy Slampowitz Syndicate, and of which you are a part, Bob, had a little problem getting meanness into Crusher Broomfield. He seems a little passive in the ring sometimes. Of course, his size is so domineering, and it's very difficult to do anything with Crusher. But it seems to me that he doesn't fit into the Slampowitz Syndicate in that he is not brutal enough.
All in due time, John Beck. All in due time. You're going to see the meanest men that ever put on a pair of wrestling boots.
Crusher Broomfield against Tony Falk here on ICW Wrestling, and I still can't get over that Texas cage match.
Ronnie Gordon might have won a small battle there. He might have got to $10,000, but you think $10,000 is enough to pay for a man's life? Because I think Garvin's in. I can't believe that.
There we see Crusher Broomfield, just what I was talking about, shaking hands with Tony Falk. Bob Orton Jr. now gets up on the apron of the ring. He gives a little lecture to Crusher Broomfield. He can't believe that you're not supposed to shake hands, that you are shaking hands, but he's trying to encourage Broomfield into getting mean. That has been a problem with the Slampowitz Syndicate, but Broomfield is a fine wrestler, and his size is just overpowering to most wrestlers. Crusher now with forearm smashes across the back of the neck. There's the elbow to the back of the neck of Tony Falk. Falk having problems, as most wrestlers do, with this 7-foot-tall, 500-pound Crusher Broomfield. Bob Orton Jr. at ringside there, you see him there, urging his man on, trying to instill a little anger or a little meanness into Crusher Broomfield. Broomfield, very passive man. He does not have the boisterous manner that most of the wrestlers in the Slampowitz Syndicate have. Broomfield now picking Tony Falk up for the body slam, holds him up. Thanks for the backbreaker now. And that could be all of it. Here's Crusher Broomfield. Oh, without flying press, and that's probably at 1, 2 count. But Bob Orton Jr. up on the ring telling Crusher to get up. He's wanting to punish him some more, or he's wanting Crusher to punish him some more. Crusher now with some stomps to the back of Tony Falk. There's that elbow dropping 500 pounds, coming back across the small of the back, coming down across the small of the back of Tony Falk. 500. There it is again, the elbow drop by Crusher Broomfield. Bob Orton Jr. evidently pleased that. And now Crusher Broomfield working on the neck. He's really applying the pressure to the neck and the back. Referee checking for submission. It's all over as Tony Falk has submitted. Broomfield won't let go, though. Bob Orton Jr. now going over to distract the referee as Crusher Broomfield really applying the pressure now. And 500 pounds sitting on your back and pulling up on your chin. Your back doesn't bend that way. And now finally Broomfield gets off.
Fans, all kinds of excitement and all the top legends of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and the 90s right here. Classic All-Star Wrestling. You just got to see a whole bunch of them. Bobby Eaton, Coco Beware, Terry Taylor, Crusher Broomfield, Stan Frazier, all top stars. And you're getting to see when they were groomed through the territories. These guys were going through these territories 5-6 months, getting to learn all kinds of different styles from different promoters, getting to wrestle against different wrestlers. And then they reached that pinnacle on national television. And fans, we've got two great territory wrestlers right here. It is a lights-out match, non-sanctioned Continental Championship Wrestling. It is 2011 WWE Hall of Famer, Bullet Bob Armstrong, and he takes on The Flame. You might know him as Jody Hamilton, one half of the Assassins. He hails one record above all of his titles, accomplishments, one of being one of the greatest mass tag teams of all time. He and his brother were the youngest gentleman to ever sell out Madison Square Garden. He was only 19 years old, 1958, in Madison Square Garden for Vince McMahon Sr. So on top of all those accomplishments at a young age of 19, he was selling out arenas all the way across the country. He's got a tough customer in Bob Armstrong. And don't forget, the big main event. It's Wahoo McDaniels. Holds the punt record for the Oklahoma Sooners, played for Bud Wilkinson's Oklahoma Sooners. Great fisherman, great shooter, great professional wrestler. And he's taking on the champion, Bruiser Bob Sweettan. So now, fans, let's go take a look at these two great classic main events. Only one place to get it, right here. Classic All-Star.
Most of the other great NWA wrestlers are going to be in Harlan, Kentucky in the very, very near future. Oh, by the way, for those of you in Birmingham, next week we're on the air at 12:30 Saturday night. But Harlan, Kentucky is just one of the many places you're going to be.
That's right. You know, Continental Wrestling is spread out. They're going to give a lot of people wrestling that have never seen professional matches, and I'm proud to be a part of it. But, Gordon, that's not what's on my mind. What's on my mind is a masked man that's come in here calling himself El Fuego. Now, everybody knows he looks exactly like the Flame. And last week, right here on TV, he threw everything at me but the kitchen sink. He threw tables in the ring. He even picked up the bell. That man's got to be strong, I'll say that for him. But he's jumped me twice, and he's cost me the world title twice. And that's what I'm after. That's the long suit. I'm going for that world title, and I think he's in here to stop me from doing that. Now, you got a piece of film, and I don't have to tell you about it. We can watch exactly what happened, and I'll tell you after we see this match here exactly what I'm asking for.
All right. For those of you in the audience, look to your monitors immediately to the right of your seats, and let's take a look at this film.
All right here, Gordon. You can see we were having it pretty good. He brought a broom into the ring, and I tried my best to break it over that big back. So I just took it like a baseball bat, and I hit at least a triple. He went out of that ring on his head, and I wasn't finished. I just tried, I got really a little bit crazy right there, Gordon. I have to apologize.
All right, there comes the metal chair into the ring. Then the timekeeper's there.
Well, I caught that chair, but I couldn't catch that table. What I'd like to have done was hit him in the head with that broom, pull that chair up to that table, and serve him lunch. Knuckle sandwiches, if you know what I mean. He's always coming at me from behind. I don't know when he's coming or where he's coming. Right here, it got real wild. And I think the whole thing of this matter is to stop me from wrestling Ric Flair, the world heavyweight champion. Right here, he's arguing with a referee. He's got more chairs. Like I say, he threw everything at me but the kitchen sink. And if he'd have had that, he'd have thrown that in there, too.
Well, I can sure believe that. And I think we got a pretty good example of what you're talking about in this man's obvious dedication trying to keep you away from the world championship.
What I'm going to do is this. I've asked for a lights-out match. That means that the NWA ain't got nothing to do with it.
Right.
I don't even need a referee. We don't need nobody. It's non-sanctioned. They turn the lights off. When they turn them back on, it's lights-out match. Every man for himself, dog-eat-dog situation. And if he's got guts enough, and if he's big and bad enough, brother, and if you can write, put your name on the line. If you can't mark an X, I'll take that.
That sounds fair enough to me. So the Bullet has made his stand perfectly well known. He wants El Fuego in a lights-out match to make sure that he gets that opportunity to go up against.
Look, Steve, when you get chopped by Wahoo McDaniels, you know you've been chopped.
Yeah, you have been chopped. I know you're still wearing the marks of the handprints of Wahoo McDaniel after that one.
I'll tell you what, that's one tough old Indian. When he chops you, you've been hit. It shakes you right down to your toes, Steve.
Back into the corner, and here you're in front. The referee says break. Pop one to the hand.
There you see one right back there. That's just turnabout as fair play. That's the way I look at it.
What you call it?
That's turnabout as fair play right there. The old Indian had that one coming. There you see a leg dive by Wahoo McDaniels. He comes up with that leg. There you see him driving that knee into the back of the leg right there, into the thigh muscle, and he's going to work on the leg right now.
Bob, I know you're worried now about the championship. You know you've got to keep it some way.
Well, Wahoo is the type of person, he tries to break you down. Like Terry said a little while ago, he goes after one part of your body and tries to wear it down. He didn't think he was having enough success with my arm, so he's going after my leg. Because a man's only as good as his legs are, and if you've got good legs, you're going to be in that ring for quite a while battling it out.
Got to have those good wheels to get around.
That's something I don't have.
You used to have, though.
Oh, I used to be fat.
Right now, Wahoo McDaniel still holding on.
Being fast, Terry, for a man Wahoo's size, he's exceptionally fast. Maybe a lot of people don't realize it watching it, but for a man his size, he's exceptionally fast and quick.
He was probably one of the greatest athletes to ever come out of the state of Texas. And I'm sure that he would say that he is the greatest athlete to ever come out of the state of Texas if you ask the Indian.
Yeah, you know he would. Of course, all the fans down in Midland, Odessa might agree with you, too.
They sure might.
Imagine there's a lot of guys in sport professional wrestling would agree with you by the same token. People that have been in the ring with Wahoo McDaniels know what kind of a competitor he was.
Now here come the big chops, the big blows from two big men, and you're staggered back into the corner, but you come right back out with one of your own.
You have to fight fire with fire, and you can't let Wahoo have the edge, because if you give him the edge, he's going to run all over you.
Big blows. Look at that forearm. Knocked you back. You knocked Wahoo down with that forearm.
Oh, did you see that one? That was a legal forearm there, and that was also a legal boot right there. Wahoo McDaniels is down in the corner. Bob Sweet 10 has him going, picks him up. Going to take him up for that big pile driver. I think that's your favorite hole, Bob.
It's my favorite hole, but the Indian was a little bit too quick for me. I didn't have him set up exactly the way I wanted to, and he took advantage of it, and I couldn't get him.
He had the leverage going his way that time. He didn't get up. Now he has you up, slams you to the mat. Dives in there.
You know, when you wrestle Wahoo McDaniels, he just grabs a hold of you and hurts all through your body. Let alone when he hits you or chops you or something. I mean, after you get through with a match with Wahoo McDaniels, you know you've been in a fight because you ate from head to toe.
You knocked him down with that big forearm, and Terry, you felt many of those big forearms.
Yes, I have. So Wahoo get Bob down there, and he got a 1 count in on him off of that slam. There you see Sweet 10 going back for that pile driver again. Wahoo drives him back into the corner. He was successful in his defense of it again. There you see a chop and another chop.
Sweet 10 on the ropes. There's Wahoo, doubles those fists up, comes up with that double chop, and you are staggered now, Bob.
I know exactly what I felt like at that time. I figured, this man, when he throws something in on you, it's like being hit with a sledgehammer, and you're just going on second sense.
Up in the air for the atomic drop, and down you go. Wahoo has you covered up. Here's the referee's count, and just 1 as you kick out from underneath. Now things get a little rough right here. You've been in this match quite a while, and the wear and tear begins to show.
Well, right there, see Wahoo goes over. Well, that was not intentional on my part. I was just trying to defend myself. You got this big guy coming at you with that arm up, and he's going to tomahawk chop you. You're going to do everything you can to get away from him. I was just ducking out of the way, and it just happened that I was too close to the ropes, and the man went over.
And that cost you the match.
That was a very questionable call there, whether he was thrown over or whether he was lifted over, and it was a very tough decision to make for Luthez.
The decision was a disqualification, Bob Sweet 10. I don't think it was an intentional that you throwed him over the top rope, but it did cost you the match, but you still retain your title.
Well, I still got the title. It's unfortunate it happened that way, but that's the way it happens. In a sport of professional wrestling, when you're the champion, you're liable to step in the ring with friends or foe. When you're the champion, everybody's knocking at your door. But what I'd like to bring up now is still the absence of a piece of tape that got lost a few weeks ago. I'm sure the people want to see it as bad as I do, because I'd like to have all the people nationwide see Tully Blanchard get beat 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring.
Well, we were talking, Terry and I, about that a while ago. I believe he's got it locked up in that briefcase he carries around because he won't let anybody get close.
Well, everybody I know that's got anything to do with anything at all, they're trying to find out what happened to that tape, and I'm sure sooner or later we're going to find out exactly what happened to that tape, and then everybody in the country will be able to see what happened to Tully Blanchard.
I'd like to find it. I know, Terry, you'd like to see it and show everybody.
I certainly would. I'd like for him to have a chance to see it. And I'd also like for him to have a chance to see Luthez in just a few minutes, because he's got some important message for everybody.
We'll be back with Luthez. Right.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Jeff Jarrett, you made the biggest mistake of your life when you dumped Pat Tanaka as a tag team partner. Because now it's payback time. And you're going to look awful funny walking around with 2 black guys, a busted nose, a busted jaw, and bald-headed, boy. Because that's how you're going to look. And Soul Train Jones and Bam Bam Bigelow, you don't got one chance on God's green earth of walking out of the Evansville Coliseum with the AAWA Southern Tag Team titles. Because they're mine, they're Bubba's, and they're Goliath's, and we plan to keep them. That's about all I have to say, Lance Russell. We're going to do the rest of our talking second in a square circle.
That'll be Friday night right there at the Coliseum, and that won't be all of it. Listen to the final event. Single, one-on-one. Jerry the King Lawler and Austin Idol will be facing each other in a single match. We had some comments to make from Austin Idol.
Let's wonder. Well, you're a trapped man. No, you're a trapped half a man. Anybody who saw the film What Happened to You a long time ago knows that you're half a man now. And you hid behind Buckwinkle, just like you hid behind the Dundies, the Valiants, and everybody else, the Tommy Riches, the Bigelows, and the best partner you ever had in your life. Right here, Jackson, the universal heartthrob, 242 pounds. The women's fed and the men's regret. But you can't hide no more. And this is the match I asked for. And you lied to everybody. You said it's the one you asked for. You're a filthy, single liar, Lawler. Belt on the line, I'd put anything on the line to get you one-on-one. I'm the one that wanted this one-on-one, Jack. I'm the one who didn't want a partner. I'm the one who wanted to see you face to face, man to man, to find out if there's anything left there. I don't think there is. And on Wednesday night in Evansville, I'm going to take you to the limit, Jack.